Welcome students. Today we will read about the power resources. In previous video clippings we have gathered idea about the minerals resources. Now today we will discuss about the power resources. So what is power? Actually this term is related with some energy. Mainly different types of fuels are there like fossil fuels, coal and petroleum. These are the main examples of fossil fuels. And when these are mainly used across the world to provide most of the energy to run different types of machinery for communication and industry, then this type of thing are known as power resources. So power is the term which related with the energy. Now we will discuss about there are different types of power resources. So these are the types of power resources. We can divide it into renewable and non-renewable. Which resources can be renewed, that are known as renewable, and which can't be renewed, so that is known as non-renewable. We can further divide the renewable power resources into three types, that is hydro, wind and solar. And the non-renewable resources we can also divide it into petroleum, coal and gas. So these are the main structure of the types of power resources. Now at first we will discuss about the petroleum. We know that it has a great value. It is a complex mix of hydrocarbons that occur in liquid gas and solid forms. It is an important fossil fuels also. Like coal, it is also an important fossil fuels and it takes a long time, many years to form. So it is an important fossil fuel. Both petroleum and natural gas come from the same sources and are generally found in sedimentary rocks. In sedimentary rocks we can find the petroleum, and often petroleum is referred to as crude oil. It is distributed through a network of pipelines because it is a liquid resources, so that's why it is distributed through pipelines. Petroleum provides a large number of energy products such as petrol, diesel, kerosene and aviation fuel. India has several reserves for petroleum, but these are not enough to meet the demands of the country's huge population. I have already told you that our population is increasing day by day, so that's why the demands for petroleum is also increasing in large amount. And you will find petroleum fields in eastern Assam, in Gujarat and offshore in the Arabian Sea or Bombay High. These three areas account for nearly the entire petroleum output in India. Other places include the Tamil Nadu, Andhra Pradesh and Arunachal Pradesh. Next we will read about coal. It is also known as fossil fuels because it also takes many years to form. So this is also an important examples of fossil fuels. This fossil fuel is found in beds of sedimentary rocks. So coal is also found in sedimentary rocks. There are four major types of coal based on the percentage of carbon contact. What are the four types of coal? That is anthracite, bituminous, lignite and peat. Anthracite, bituminous, lignite and peat. Anthracite has a carbon content that ranges between 70 to 86%. Lignite has 60 to 70%. Peat has less than 60%. And peat is the first step in coal formation and deep peat types. Most of the coal, and it is peat is the first step in coal formation, and there are about 500 mines both surface and deep pit types, because coal is available in very near portion of the earth's surface or in very deep portion of the earth. So we also have to use either open cast mining or the underground mining. So Chotnagpur Plateau, in this place the coal is found in abundance. Okay, the most important coal producing region are in the valleys of rivers such as Damodar, Bihar and West Bengal, Godavari, Andhra Pradesh, Mahanadi, Odisha, Wardha, Maharashtra. The Jharia and Raiganj coalfields are the two largest coalfields in Bihar and West Bengal respectively. So you have to read that place's name. The coal found in India is not of a very high quality. In Tamil Nadu, Rajasthan, Gujarat, Pondicherry and Jammu and Kashmir it can also be found. The biggest reserves of coal in the world are found in the US, Russia, China and India. Coal is used as a raw material in chemical and fertilizer industries for thermal power. What is thermal power? Actually, when power is related to heat, then it is known as thermal power. As a fuel for the production of coke and for domestic cooking purpose, coal is also used. Then we will read about natural gas. It is a colorless and highly inflammable hydrocarbon. It is a type of petroleum that occurs in association with crude oil. Natural gas did not have much importance till the oil shortage started in the 1960s and 1970s. At that time, natural gas have much more importance. Natural gas is cleaner than other fossil fuels because it is liquid and colorless also sometimes. It emits less carbon dioxide than oil or coal when burnt. It is commonly used in homes for cooking, heating as well as in clothes dryers. Assam, Andhra Pradesh and Gujarat are the major producers of gas. Similarly, you can also say in Tripura, Tamil Nadu and Rajasthan, gas accounts for 8% of the total power generated in India. So these are the main examples of non-renewable power resources: petroleum, coal and natural gas. Now we will read about the renewable power resources which can be renewed. Firstly, we will discuss about hydro or hydel power. What is hydel power? Hydel power or hydroelectric power is produced from generators that are driven by water turbines. I have already told you that when we use a turbine, it is looking like a wheel in a very large speed of water, then the electricity is produced. That is known as also hydroelectricity, and that energy are known as hydel power or hydropower. These power plants are usually located in dams. Dams, you already know, dam is a barrier of rocks or concrete built across a water body or river to back the flow of water. Canada is the world's largest producer of hydel power. Then solar power. Sunlight is the largest source of energy. You know that every day we use it for drying our clothes, or in sunlight we can also get vitamin D. So it is also important for us, for our health. Solar energy can be directly converted into electricity by solar cells that are known as photovoltaic cell. Of course, a single cell can only produce 2 watts, but many connected cells can produce thousands of kilowatts of electric power. So, solar power has also a great importance. Actually, if we use the solar cooker, then also we can get something, but actually it takes a very long time. That's why we don't use it. You know that. That's why we use normal pressure cooker other than the solar cooker. A solar power project has been proposed for the third desert, because you know that in the desert area the sun rays fall in very direct manner, and at that time the surface of the land is trapped the heat in large amount. So that's why if we make a project in that area, in the third desert area, then we can gain some power or some energy resources. Then we will read about wind resources. Windmills you have already seen in some area. Wind power has been used since ancient times, you know. Now it has become important once again due to the shortage of fossil fuels. Because I have again and again told you that our population is increasing day by day, and we are using this coal, petroleum and natural gas in unlimited manner. So that's why now this amounts is has a very shortage limit. That's why we have to use the solar power, hydropower or wind power. And it is estimated that wind power could eventually replace all fossil and nuclear fuels. Denmark has 20% of its electricity produced from wind. Tamil Nadu has the largest number of windmills, followed by Gujarat. So these are the main things of hydro, winds and solar power. Next, other we can also say about the nuclear power and the geothermal power, that are known as nuclear power and geothermal power. What is about nuclear power? Nuclear technology uses the energy released by the splitting of atoms of certain elements such as uranium, plutonium in a reactor. It is a low cost and low emissions energy, and we can say that it is alternative of the fossil fuels. So this is the importance of nuclear power. The leading producers of nuclear electricity are Lithuania, France, Slovakia, Belgium and Sweden. Then geothermal power. This is the power obtained by using heat from the Earth's interior portion. Hot spring, geysers, you have that idea. Hot spring means when suddenly some hot water coming out from the surface of the earth, then that is known as hot spring. And what is geyser? Hot spring that immediately sprouts jets of steam and hot water. Actually, there is a relation between hot spring and geyser. And the volcanic gases are trapped to generate electricity. Then that are known as geothermal power. Geothermal power is totally related with the hot spring or geyser. The leading users in this power are China, the US, Iceland, Turkey, New Zealand, etc. Nearly 90% of the Iceland's electricity is generated from geothermal power. India has many small hot springs that can be used effectively to tap geothermal power. Presently, Manikaran, which is located in Himachal Pradesh, and then Bakreshwar, it is located in our West Bengal and Bihar. This also has some geothermal station. Then the tidal power, it also has a great importance. Actually, there is a relation between hydropower and tidal power. You know about the tides, and the tides means one time the water level is increasing and the other time water level is decreasing. So by the help of this tidal energy, we can also produce the tidal power. This energy is tapped to create tidal power, another renewable resource. These are also categorized into renewable resource. Okay. There are several ways that this energy can be harnessed. High and low tides are utilized by building a dam to block the water and then releasing the water through a turbine that generate electricity, which is known as tidal electricity. There are very few places that generate sustainable tidal power. Presently, there are only 2 commercial scale tidal power sites in the world. That is La Rance Estuary in France and the Bay of Fundy in Canada. Very important. India's first tidal power project is coming up in the Sundarbans area of West Bengal. Okay. And also India has a lot of potential with 3 excellent potential sites of tidal power, that are Gulf of Cambay and Gulf of Kutch in the west, and the Ganga Delta and the eastern coast. Now, what are the uses of these energy resources? Actually, we know that has some good value, that are considered as resources. So this type of power or this type of energy resources have their different capacity for our everyday uses purpose. So that's why minerals and powers are considered as resources. And we have to think that how can we conserve this type of resource. We have to reduce, reuse and recycle. By that process we can also sustain our this type of resource. So this is our duty to consumption our energy for the future world. So this is the main thing of this chapter about minerals and power resources. I think I am clear about it. So from this chapter you also have to read different types of places name. At least you have to read 2 or 3 names from within India or outside of the India. So don't worry, let's revise the chapter. Thank you.